Hello everyone, I'm Todd Plymale and I'm going to talk to you today about using Geographic Information Systems or GIS in a science classroom. What I have up here on the display is from ESRI, which is a company that promotes free software using ARCGIS in the classroom for students. You can see it's a very interdisciplinary topic. There's topics from social studies, science, language, mathematics, as well as health. We can do anything from monitor our changing environment and the human impact upon it to monitoring the outbreak of diseases, as I mentioned in a previous video. I found something really interesting at University of Southern California. They have a GIS spatial sciences program, and something they highlighted is that it is a growing field, not just for science students, but as I mentioned before, it is extremely interdisciplinary. Disease control, city planning, and other topics, including business and distribution. They also highlighted that the market is advancing, it's developing, it's growing, and that the Department of Labor predicted a 19% growth over the decade which we're currently in. By 2024, it could grow up to 19%, then compared to the average of 7% for other occupations. So when I introduce students to it, it's not just a tool for the classroom, it's something that can be applied in their lives. So if I have a student who's not interested in science, I can get them to buy in by seeing that they could use this in different careers that they may choose. I've got a lesson here for you. What I'm doing in this lesson is asking students to identify landscape regions. Now, landscapes are identified based on their geological bedrock structure. Any mountain, plain, or plateau is going to have different bedrock structure as well as topographic features. So, for example, a plain and a plateau are both consisting of sedimentary rocks, whereas a plain is low elevation and the plateau is going to be a higher elevation. Mountains, on the other hand, surprisingly, their elevation does not matter. They can be at any elevation, but the key requirement is they have distorted bedrock structure through an igneous or metamorphic formation. Now, as you can see here on the screen, I have Catskill State Park, and it says right here on the map, it's a part of the Catskill Mountains. So let's zoom in. This is a topographic map that I have layered here using ARCGIS, and we can see that Denman Mountain is right here. We'll zoom in a little bit more and get this elevation in feet. We can see it's an elevation of 3,053 feet. So it's a high elevation, which removes the chances of this being a plain. It's either going to be a plateau or a mountain. And when I look at the topography, I see it's very, very steep. Those iso lines are close together, showing a very steep gradient. And of course, when I zoom out, it says Catskill Mountains. So clearly, it's going to be a mountain. Well, when I remove this topographic layer and look at the bedrock structure, while we don't see much here, let me zoom out a little bit in New York State so you can see some of the bedrock. And here we go. And you can see it's part of this small square, this brown formation of bedrock. When I look at the key, I can see that this brown formation is igneous and sedimentary rock. In this case, it's sedimentary. When I go back to my map, I can see part of this region right here in the Catskills. It also goes into the Alleghenies and the Erie, Ontario region. Well, when I look at the Earth Science reference tables, something we have for the students in class, we can see that this rock formation clearly is part of a lowlands. It's part of a plains. However, this rock formation extends into the Allegheny Plateau. So what is the difference? Elevation. The lowlands are at a low elevation, the plateau is at a high elevation. Well, when we look over here, we can see, based on their structure, that the Catskills are not mountains. They're a plateau that have been severely weathered over time to give the appearance of being a mountain, which they're often confused to be. So, using geographic information systems, students will be able to analyze the bedrock structure provided by the United States Geological Survey. They can see that it is clearly a sedimentary rock, which is a flat horizontal rock that has not been distorted. And when we zoom in, again, we see that high elevation is going to show that it is not a plain, it is a plateau, clearly, based on the geology and the topographic maps. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to your comments.